This video is to help you correct citations in your reference page. So you should have your reference page on its own page. I'm going to show you quickly how to do that. I just put some dummy text in here, the lorem ipsum, which is just something that web designers use for placeholders before they actually put text in. It's kind of interesting as to why they do that. But first thing you want to do is, like, if your references end or your paper ends and your references are not on the same page, do not hit enter, 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 enter to get to the new page. What you need to do is hit control, hold it down, and then enter, and then let it up, and it's going to put what's called a hard page return or a page break in, and references will now be on this page, and anything you add to or correct anywhere earlier in the document is not going to mess up the formatting of the page. All right, the first thing we're going to do is make this into a hanging indent. So you're going to grab all of the information right there to that section. Then you're going to come up here and grab this first line indent, scoot it over 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to go right to there. Yep, right to there. And then you are going to grab this triangle, move it over. There's a bunch of different ways to do this, but basically you're going to keep playing around with these until you get it how you want. Then grab the rectangle. The rectangle needs to move over to the very beginning. And then this is a hanging indent because you have your first line and then everything hangs underneath it. All right, you need to go in and fix your spacing. If you don't have, if you've double spaced and there's extra spaces, you need to go in there and fix that. And then now we need to look at the citations. This particular one does not have an author and it does not have a date, so we need to fix that. You're going to take the website and you're going to copy it and you're going to open a new tab, and that new tab, and you're going to paste and go. You're also going to open a tab for BibMe, and we're going to go in and play with the citations, but we have to look at the website first so that we can grab the right information. I'm going to sign in because I have an account. It makes things a little bit easier for me, but you don't have to have an account. So I'm going to create citations. I'm going to create citations in APA format, and then I am going to go to the website that I had copied originally, and so I can go to website, and I'm going to paste the website in here and search. Okay, when it comes up, it's going to say, is this the right website? Let's go back and look. Does temperature affect dissolving? And yes, it does. So it is the right one. And so now I'm going to say select. When it tells me here's what we found, they could not find an author, they could not find a date published, which is typical, and that's what we're looking for. So now we are going to have to put manually information in. The first thing you want to do is, if it has an article title that it picked, which it did, and that's correct, you want to change it so only the first word is capitalized. This is an APA standard for typing or for putting in a title of an article. So keep that in mind. Remember the database, or the what's it called? The website citation maker is only going to be able to do so much, and so generally you always have to go in and fix the title for this. All right, now I'm looking at this and I need an author, so I'm going to see if I can find an author in this page. So I'm going to scroll, I'm going to kind of look, and right now I'm kind of going through here. I've got an activity sheet so far. I'm not seeing anything, and now I'm going to keep going, keep going, keep going. To the bottom. Okay, so now what I've got is American Chemical Society. It looks like they are the ones who put this together, American Chemical Society. Since this particular lesson plan does not seem to have an author specifically, one thing I'm going to kind of look at, now I'm looking over at the right hand side, more from this chapter, background and test bank. And so what I'm going to do is go to middle school chemistry, which I believe, actually let me go to lesson plans first. And I'm going to see if in the lesson plans I can find an author who put it together. My guess is I'm probably not. It's just going to be a letter or a lesson plan that most people worked on. And so I don't really have an author going on here. I'm going to look at this contact us. Oh, no, that's not what I'm looking at this about. The middle school chemistry thing. Sometimes I can find an author in here. Here are the authors written by Jim Kessler, Patty Galvin, and Adam Boyd at the American Chemical Societies. This is awesome because now I have multiple authors. And so I'm going to use this Kessler and Jim. So I'm going to put in a last name here, which is Kessler, and I've got Jim. And it says add another contributor. Yes, I need another contributor. I'm going to go over here to, excuse me, I went to the wrong page. And now I have Patty Galvin, and so I'm going to go over here. Last name is Galvin, and paste. First name was Patty with an I, and I have another contributor. So my other contributor for this is Adam Boyd. This I can spell easily, so I'm just going to type it, Adam and Boyd. I think he had a middle initial. Let me go back and look. I think he did. Adam M. Boyd. I don't have an initial for anybody else, so I'm going to put M here. Okay, and now I need a date. So let's go back to this one and see if I have a date. I probably don't. And so what I'm going to use for the date is I'm going to use the copyright date of 2018. And so I'm going to go over here and put 2018, and I'm going to say create my citation. And now I have a complete citation. You can see it right here. And I've got an author, I've got everything that's going on here. I can even look at parenthetical citations. So my citation that should go in text should look like this. Okay, this is my in-text citation. Need to make sure that if you're fixing any of your references, you are also fixing your in-text citations because they need to make that connection. So always remember that it's a double process. Fixing your citations and your references means that you have to go back to your reference essay and fix your in-text citations so that they match and connect. So I'm going to go back over here. BibMe is kind of weird. Sometimes you have to hit copy and paste and it will copy and paste, but sometimes it does not. This time we'll see what we get going back to the paper. And so now in the paper, I'm going to take this whole citation, whoops, undo, this whole citation, and I'm going to copy and I'm going to write over it. So I'm going to see if it does it. Oh, it did. Nice. Okay. So I'm going to fix that one. Now this is what looks weird. See, notice how this is going from, and then I've got my whole web link down here. That looks kind of awkward when I'm looking at the whole paper. So what I can do is I can take this web link and I can copy it. And now I'm going to go to web link shortener. Okay. When I go to here, I'm going to use the Google URL shortener, paste it here, shorten my URL, and it says your short URL right here. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go back to my paper, and I'm going to now paste my URL shortener. Okay. Now it used a different font, so you can do a couple of things. You can wait till you're totally done and then do a Control A and change everything, or you can say, okay, I'm going to do it one by one, and I'm going to grab this part that needs to be changed. I'm going to change it to Times New Roman. I'm going to change it to 12. Either way, totally fine. All right, it's the same thing here. I need to take this information, I need to copy it, I need to paste it into my web browser. I'm going to now go to a website. I'm going to paste it in here. This is my BibMe. And I'm also going to look at this and grab this dissolving M&Ms, again from the chemistry for or ACS. So I'm going to, here's what we found. Of course, they did not find an author, they did not find a date. Almost always, this is what you're going to have. The only way to avoid that is to use the databases. Okay, so I have dissolving M&Ms. I'm not going to make this lowercase because M&Ms is a proper noun, it's a title. So I need to find an author. So let's go back here. We have an experiment going on. Again, just scrolling through it and seeing if anybody is going to put their name on this experiment. It does not. So now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to experiments. I'm just kind of backing it up and I'm going to see if I find anything. It's going to bring it up here and I don't see any names on here, probably Adventures in Chemistry. I also don't see anything about what it is. So I've got games, all kinds of stuff for teachers, okay? So now I'm going to go back to the very first one, which is American Chemical Society. And from this, I'm going to look at the about, and I'm going to see, scooch this over so you can see a little bit better, and okay, created by U.S. Congress, what we do, what we value, what we advocate for, how we support, and other things. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the American Chemical Society as the author for this. So I need to go back to my original page because I saw it down at the bottom, dissolving M&Ms. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go back to my original page, go all the way down to the bottom, and you can see I have American Chemical Society. I'm going to copy this, and when I go to BibMe, it's going to go into the last name spot. That's the corporation. So I'm going to paste into the last name spot, leave the rest of it blank. Okay, I also need a year. I'm going to use the same strategy as before, and my year is going to be the copyright year. So it's going to be 2017. And now I'm going to say create my citation. When I look at my citation, it looks like this. I'm going to copy it. Actually, I'll do this copy and paste. It seems to be working today. And go back here, and now I'm going to take the whole thing, grabbed it wrong, undo. Okay, I'm going to take the whole thing and I'm going to paste that. I'm going to hit enter, and if I want to, I can shorten this URL as well. It doesn't look so weird, but now it does kind of to that thing. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to shorten my URL, and it says done. So now I can do a new one, paste, shorten, and copy, go back to my paper and paste. And this time I'm going to do it all at once to change the font type. Now, with this, I need to now look at what does my parenthetical citation look like. So I'm going to click over here, parenthetical citation. It's going to look like this. And now I need to go back to everything that had dissolving M&Ms in the research section as part of the citation. I now need to change it to American Chemical Society, 2017. Next one, I'm going to go to this one, which is, I can tell right now, is at Science Buddies. But instead of the, let's go back here, let's go to new citation, which is here, paste, put this in. This particular citation, what happened was in the last name spot they put buddies, and S they put science. But the whole thing is one company, so we need to put the whole thing in the company name. Nothing when it's a company goes on the first name spot. So now, oh, looks like I grabbed all of it. Okay, is this right? This sure looks like it came from Science Buddies, but actually I think it came from Scientific American. So I think maybe this article is a little bit different. Oh, a chemistry challenge from Science Buddies by Science Buddies. Okay, so in this particular thing, I would, it's going to be author is Science Buddies. It has a link. Let's see what happens when we click that link. Stories by Science Buddies. Then this is the candy chromatography, fine candy rainbow. That wasn't it. What was their original title? Because Benfino, it looks like that's what we need. Chemistry Challenge by Science Buddies. And if I don't want to scroll through this whole thing, because this is kind of cool. I've got the whole date of everything. I'm going to go over here and put the colorful candy chromatography. Colorful, I'm actually going to copy this. Colorful candy chromatography. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go over here to the search and I'm going to search and paste and find this way so that I might actually have a date. So see right here, chromatography, just Science Buddies, and which was this one. So it is just Science Buddies. Okay, what we're going to do then is we are going to, and it did pull in the date, so we are going to take the website, we need the right one, because all of these, I pulled in too much stuff, remember? So let's delete all this off until I get to the website. Okay, and then I'm going to search the website and I'm going to pull this up and it's loading it. I'm going to grab this. So here's what we found, final step. And so what it did is it pulled the first name in here and we don't want that. Science Buddies is a company. So we're going to say Science Buddies right here as one full name and now we create the citation. And so the citation now looks like this one in yellow, Science Buddies. We're going to copy and paste. We're going to come back to here and we are going to paste the whole thing in to this. And we have a better citation. We're going to take this web link and we are going to shorten it. Let's do another one, shorten, Control V, shorten, and copy it, come back over here and do a Control V and space so we have all of this. Now we also can't forget that we have to go back and look at our parenthetical citations. Now they should look like this. So go back to the research section, find anything that said Buddies, 2013 and change it to Science Buddies 2013. Last one, we are looking at this one. This one only has, we've got a date, but we only have an initial. So I know that this one is not right. We are going to copy this, Control C, come over here and Control V this and enter. We're going to go to BibMe. We're going to go back and we are going to go up to the top website, Control V, search website. Okay, it's going to grab this and here's what we found. Could not find an author. Okay, so what they did is they put Steve Spangler Science in the first name. Nothing's going on here, so we really need to look at the whole page and figure out who wrote this. So we're at Steve Spangler Science. It is a company, but it tells us right here, by blog editor Susan Wells. So we're going to go to here and we're going to put in Susan and Wells. And that's the only thing we needed to do. We create the page, the citation looks like this. We're going to copy and paste, go to our citation correction paper that we're going to do Control V, and we're going to then again take this web link and shorten it. So we're going to go to our URL shortener. We're going to say done, paste, shorten the URL, and copy this and come back to the citation and copy that. And then we're going to look over here and we're going to see what were the parenthetical citation. In-text citations should look like this, Wells, 2012. So any place that had just the S in our research essay for the in-text citation, we need to fix that. So now I'm going to come over here, and because I cut and pasted a lot of shorteners on here and I did not fix a lot of them. I think this one I grabbed too much. Okay, so then I'm going to do a Control A, and actually when I did that Control A, look, I can see all these extra spaces on here. So first thing I'm going to do with my Control A is I'm going to fix it all to Times New Roman and 12-point font. And then I'm going to hit, grab all of those, and I'm just going to hit delete so I don't have any extra pages. And now this page is done. So that is how you're going to fix your references. Don't forget, you need to have 5. So this example only had 4. We need to add an extra one, find some more information, add some more stuff to it, or look back in the reference essay, and if you've used a particular citation a lot, then go to Google and see if you can find that information from a different site and that you can cite fully, and instead add your reference to your references, and then go back to those sections and change the citation. Hopefully you've paraphrased it, because that's what you should be doing, and so you can now use the other places that you found this information to get your 5 references.